Speaker, the President of the United States.
U.S. President Joe Biden's first address to a joint session of Congress looked and felt much different than usual. A smaller crowd of socially distanced lawmakers and VIPs.
100 days since I took the oath of office and lifted my hand off our family Bible and inherited a nation, we all did, that was in crisis. The worst pandemic in a century. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. Now, after just 100 days, I can report to the nation, America is on the move again.
Biden touted his administration's early success with COVID-19 vaccines and the passage of a $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. He went on to lay out an expansive agenda, a series of broad spending bills covering healthcare, R&D, infrastructure, education, and more, all while promising no tax hikes for most Americans.
I will not impose any tax increase on people making less than $400,000. But it's time for corporate America and the wealthiest 1% of Americans to just begin to pay their fair share.
U.S. Senator Tim Scott delivered the Republican response, criticizing Biden's plans.
It's a liberal wish list of big government waste, plus the biggest job-killing tax hikes in a generation.
But Biden argues the U.S. needs major investments to remain competitive in the global arena.
And we're falling behind the competition with the rest of the world. China and other countries are closing in fast. We have to develop and dominate the products and technologies of the future.
China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs responded to Biden's comments.
This kind of competition should not be a life and death duel. The two sides should improve themselves through competition rather than engage in vicious competition and zero-sum games.
So far, Biden has made little progress creating unity in Washington, so it's not surprising that Biden's speech is being praised by Democrats and panned by Republicans.
President Biden promised you a specific kind of leadership. But 3 months in, the actions of the president and his party are pulling us further and further apart.
Many saw Biden as a transitional president, someone who would restore normalcy and civility to Washington, but with relatively modest policy goals. In his first 100 days in office, the president has surprised many with his push for expansive and expensive government programs. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.